Hello, 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 and welcome to another
Hi.
episode of Is That an Owl There? A D&D podcast. I am one of your hosts because, yes, I am Cristina. Hi, nice to meet you if you're new, and welcome back if you've been listening to us for, a bit. Hi, I'm here, and I am accompanied today by
By
mother.
me, I'm that other guy.
You
I'm
are that
DM
other guy.
Joe, and we sometimes host a D&D podcast, and sometimes we don't. But today we are here,
We are.
uh, to host a little conversation about D&D per usual. Fun little things to talk about. D&D is such a vast world and
It really
filled
is.
with
It's literally a whole ass world. So we got a
it's a
lot to
whole it's a
explore.
whole plane of existence, if you will.
Oh,
Oh,
what a way to
spoilers.
sneak in the subject for
Hmm.
the
Yeah,
episode.
look at that. Um, but before, we've been happily playing and some of us
We
traveling
have.
and just doing lots of D&D fun stuff. So that's why we've been a little bit busy.
We
But
have.
besides, we're here now. So thank you for putting up with our mm, less than ideal schedule, but
It
we'll
has
try.
been it has been an inconsistent few weeks, and yes, we know that and we recognize that, and genuinely thank you for putting up with us, and thank you for the support and for coming back. um
Yes.
yeah, no, honestly, that's it. Thank you. That's all we
Thank
can
you.
say.
Thank you.
Life has been
Um,
lifing,
yes, for
and
both of us.
for both
And
of us. So we
mhm.
are very happy to be back here. But we're still not profiting off of the podcast. So we sometimes have to like put some things in the back burner, but that can always change. You can make that change. Just saying. Just saying. If you wanna advertise, whatever, like your work. What?
Yeah, you can advertise. You can also send Christina a Venmo.
Oh, that's also true.
That
Because I
work.
work hard.
And
Like
I
if
live
you
in
want to support
Panama,
the
so I don't have
arts,
Venmo.
just yeah, no, that too. But if you want to support the arts, you can always just send me money for, being an artist.
Correct, because she exists in the artistic plane of existence.
That's true.
Um, which isn't a thing, but should be, if you ask me.
It really fucking should
Um,
be.
mhm.
But
So
speaking of planes
yeah,
of existence,
let's speak on it. All right. So I think the first thing to say about planes of existence, because I read a comment, and this is kind of why this topic landed on my list.
hmm,
Someone was asking, I'm running a particular story in Exandria about rift hopping and opening different planes to different
mhm.
planes of existence. Sorry, opening different rifts to different planes of existence, and kind of what that means in a grander scale. And I was doing a little bit of research, and some guy on Reddit, it's always some guy
It's
on Reddit.
always Reddit. It's
It's
always. Thank you
always
though.
some guy on Reddit. Answered a thread I was reading like, this is wrong. If you don't want to follow the rules for D&D's Planes of Existence, then you should just play a different game. And I'm like,
Oh, oh, somebody got butthurt, but
I was
like,
I'm like,
who
it's not
hurt
that
you?
serious.
Who
The
hurt you,
imaginary
friend?
the imaginary planes of existence can do whatever I want them to do. Like, what are we talking
Ooh,
about?
it's
Like,
giving.
it's giving gatekeeping. It's giving I don't like that. It's giving I know more than you and will judge you accordingly. Like, it's giving don't.
No, it's just
Um,
let it go, bestie.
so
Let it go.
the main thing was like, if you're in an elemental plane, can you hop on to like the Feywild or
Mhm.
an outer plane? And this person was adamant that you can't do that. And I'm like, but
Says
why
who?
not? Like,
Hmm?
what 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 rule what so
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you invented D&D.
mhm.
Like, I didn't realize you're the owner, CEO of I Will Not Share. Like, I am an only child. I didn't realize you were CEO of onlychildren.com. Like, why are you behaving like this, guy?
And even if you did invent D&D, I don't care, you know Like, I don't care. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care that you think you're right. I don't care.
Just
So
like,
that being said, this is just like an outline on Forgotten Realms type of setting, like a standard D&D. Exandria has its own take on them, and like a lot of other settings has their own take on this. So take all of this as a grain of salt. It's just kind of to
okay.
go through them.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, we start off in the material plane.
Because
That's
I'm living in a material plane, and I'm a material girl. No?
you know. Yes, that it's this one. That's where we live in. It's where things are tangible. It's where things are like, rock is rock, water is water. The way
Okay,
we
hold
work
on.
and
I do have a
understand the
question
world.
though, real quick before
Yes.
we move on. This person's like position, or what this person was saying, was that if you're in the material plane, you cannot hop from the material plane to, let's say, the elemental plane, and then from the elemental plane to like the cosmic plane.
He was
Is that
saying
what they were saying?
you can't jump from the fire plane to an outer plane. There's no little bridge there, is what
To
he
an
was saying.
outer plane?
An outer plane is
Yeah.
a different type of planes. They're the planes that are like, you have the material plane in here, and then you have surrounding them, you have the inner planes, which are like the elemental planes and some others that we'll talk about. And
Okay.
then you have the outer planes, which are further out.
Noted. Okay, so clearly I'm getting ahead of myself. I
Mhm.
gotcha. The rest of the conversation is gonna get me to the proper answer I'm seeking for. Please
I would
continue.
hope so. Either that, or we're just gonna fool around for a bit.
Amazing. Either way, yes.
Yes. So basically, yeah, I don't think the material plane, there's much to discuss. It's basically where things work the same way they do on Earth, like, and plus magic.
Right.
Like,
Just
it's
like the real world then. Yep.
correct. Then beyond the material plane, we have several different planes of existence, which myth and mystery kind of comes from there, and they're kind of formed and governed by different spiritual and elemental entities, and it's more on the woo side.
Ooh. Okay.
And there are two ways, according to D&D Beyond. Before we talk about the planes, let's talk about how you can get through them. You have your
All
spells and
right.
you have your portals. Those
Okay.
are the two ways to kind of jump around. There's plane shifts, spells, gates, etherealness,
Okay.
astral projection kind of lets you kind of go through the planes. As spells
What
and
would
portals are
rifts land on?
like Exandria's term for rift is a breach in the
In
fabric
the
that separates
reality?
the plane. Yeah. So a rift is like a portal.
Okay. All right.
At least that's my interpretation of it. Like a rift is just an opening that lets you walk to another plane. It's something
Okay.
that's just, I think, terminology speaking, the way a portal is something that's kind of stable and you kind of worked and build and like that is there for a reason. A rift
Mm-hmm.
is like an oopsie daisy.
Uh-huh. All
Like we
right.
don't need these rifts to run around.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Noted. So, because
Carry
I
on.
mean, no, you're fine. You're fine. Because like the way that I see it, right? I'm sorry, I'm still hung up on this idiot and his idiot sandwich of a
Reddit.
comment. Yeah, Reddit be Redditing, and I'm a tourist, so I just take everything personal. So, so like, if D&D Beyond says that there's just these two ways of creating a portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also, if rifts are portals, then that negates the two ways of creating a portal because there's a third, therefore, potentially other ways of creating portals. Correct?
What's the third
Did
way?
that make sense? Like the rift, because it's either.
Well, because
Uh-huh.
a spell is something that you cast and like it
Yes.
allows you to do these. A
Yes.
portal definition is a portal is a general term for stationary interplanetary connection that links a specific location on one
I
plane to a
love
specific on another.
descriptions. Amazing. All
So
right.
so in theory, even though a rift is an oopsie daisy, it still is a portal because it's
Gotcha.
still, when you cross here, you end here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Same
So
page
then
now.
after, now that we've established how to travel between them, you first enter the transitive planes. They're transitions.
Right.
These realms, their basic purpose is basically like a train, like a bus, a boat. Their purpose
Okay.
is to travel from one plane to the other.
Okay.
That is basically what it is. You have the ethereal plane, which is misty fog, a dimension that is can be described as a giant great ocean of fogless everything. It borders like the shores, usually called border ethereal, they overlap with the material plane, and they also overlap with the inner plane. So it's kind of like what's in between.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
It's the nothing.
That makes sense.
It's the space.
The
in
liminal
space. Yes. Like if you go there, you're just in the middle of nothing. And
but also everything.
Exactly. It's very that. It's like the thing on top of the thing.
Okay.
It's like a little Russian doll. Kind of.
I was gonna make an analogy of something I don't even understand, so we're gonna move on. I was like, it's like when you start rendering images, girl, you don't know how to render. Why would you use, of all the potential things, why would you use this? Anyways, yep. But I get it though.
So that's the ethereal plane. Then you have the astral plane, where you can astral project and when dreams happen, and basically that. It's very witchy.
Yes, I love it.
In my head, everything's like purple and pink,
as it should be. Maybe a little bit of green, just peppered in places, because why not? So the ethereal plane and the astral plane are not the same. I thought they were.
They're not the same. Point.
Okay. All right. Okay. Are there multiple ethereal planes?
I think the ethereal plane is vast enough that there's not that it's multiple, it's that it's just so big that it can be all over. Like the material, it's the same. The concept of D&D is always that I don't know if you know this, but in theory, all D&D adventures take place in the same like cosmos. They're just on different planets.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that it was like this.
It's
fucking love that.
I don't know if 5e maintains that, but 3.5 was very like it pretty much said it's a multiverse. Like, so like your characters from that session we played 10 years ago, they technically do coexist with Sibeth.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So that okay, so after we leave the astral plane, which is just like just bassless nothing and open domain, you reach the inner planes, and the inner planes surround and basically fold in the material plane and are kind of its echoes of what the world is. They provide like raw elemental substance from which the worlds are made, so you have a plane for each element: air, earth, fire, water. And around all of these, like all of those four things are suspended around something called the elemental cows. So like when water is close to fire plane, steam happens. Yeah, you have like steam monsters there, and they're all like, bah!
Is there a steam plane, or that's just kind of like the chasm in between the?
I would say that's a chasm in between. But if you're telling a story that needs a steam plane, like, baby, make that steam plane.
It happen.
Make it happen. Without spoiling anything for the game that you're playing, actually, one of the old ones that I'm referring to is not any of the four elements that I mentioned. So I am kind of baby, make it happen.
Oh. All right. Okay. Don't spoil it. I'm excited.
That was as much as I could say without spoiling it.
Appreciate you.
But yeah, so the those planes kind of exist, and sometimes they're like people can see them as a reflection of the earth, or they can be completely different. It really depends on how you want to interpret it. I really like the idea of parts of them having
The DM, how the DM wants to
how
interpret it.
DMs want to interpret,
Okay. All right.
because you don't have to have the reflection quality, but I do like the idea of like finding the city that you're looking for in the game in the fire plane, and now it is
A castle
twisted
of coal.
backwards. Yeah,
Oh.
like it's this other thing. So I enjoy very much the different interpretations that you have of it, but it's
All right.
what I don't as a DM, I obviously can have my likes and dislikes. This doesn't mean don't do it. But what I
Sure.
don't like when you just do the fire plane is just this fire turmoil where everyone's evil. You can have little fire like creatures that aren't evil, that are
Yeah,
just kind of
so they
thriving.
don't have to all be evil.
Like little fire salamanders that are just like, and you're like,
I know,
hello,
right?
buddy.
Like I know that you don't watch anime, and I particularly don't know as much about Studio Ghibli as I wish I did. But you have like Howl's Flying Castle with little Calcifer, which is just a little drop of fire though everybody fucking loves, and it's like the cutest little guy. What? He's not evil. We love it.
Yes, it's that.
Okay. All right.
A
All right.
fun
All
a
right.
fun fact about the elemental planes is that in theory, what we as characters and people within the material plane know is literally just the border, because no one has been able to traverse beyond the border
Without dying?
without like dying
Never
or being able to
being
come
seen
back.
again. Okay.
So if you really want to go crazy, you can be like, this is set deep in the airplane. Like, what is that? What does your imagination tell you when you think like what would be at the center of the air elemental plane? Like a massive talking hurricane? Like what is there? Like what exists? What is the creature?
Ah,
What is happening? What lives in this? What is something that is so air that it helped create the universe?
fuck. Is this a legit question, or can I like can
You
I
can
phone a
skip. You
friend?
can phone a friend. Am I the friend?
Yes.
um
Like, wow. No, that's really that's really fucking awesome. And it does give you a lot of perspective and just liberty to play.
yes.
Oh, I
Yes.
like
Yes.
that. I like that a lot.
which
I'm
is what
gonna
which is what D&D kind of thrives in, giving you that
yeah.
liberty to play. um okay, so that's kind of the inner planes,
All
and
right.
I know that you're currently we're playing in Exandria, so there are, well, let's talk about that later if we have time, but let's stick to D&D. So after the inner planes, you reach the outer planes. And the outer planes are, if the inner planes are the raw matter and energy that makes up the multiverse, the outer planes are the direction, thought, and purpose for such constructions. So accordingly, many sages refer to the outer planes as divine planes, spiritual planes, or godly planes, for the outer planes are best known
Okay.
for being the home of deities. It's where the even more, it's where heaven is. It's where all of these concepts, like if you go to a
Where the
time plane.
pantheons reside.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
And the
okay.
pantheon and their embodiment resides. Like um it's not just like, you're not going to walk in and open the door to like Lolth's house, right? Like she's not just sitting having coffee. It's a whole thing. Kind of, these planes exist in reflections of what these deities are. um and it's the same kind of concept that we only know the border of these planes, so there's probably worse creatures further back and stronger and better, and just almost to the point where it's like unimaginable,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm,
we're
mm-hmm.
we're simple little mortal minds can't comprehend what is more than a god.
Right, 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 right.
So that is what is around, and if you, for example, are a good person and head to an outer plane that is evil, you feel wrong, like you don't belong there. It's an overbearing feeling, almost as if you're a
Okay.
water creature and you go to the fire one, you're like, I don't
Right.
belong here. It's the
Like,
same type of concept over here.
okay. Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, and like the nine hells are also down here. The planes of like divine great things.
Mhm, mhm.
In the other planes you also find, as I mentioned, all of the your good and evil things, and you can kind of also divide the outer planes into upper planes and lower planes, upper being
Huh.
good, celestial, Pegasus, and Pegasi, I
Mm.
guess, unicorn,
Pegasus
whatever.
is the name of the winged horse. There's only one Pegasus. Get it right, people.
But in D&D there's many Pegasi.
Oh, god damn it. All right. Okay. Pegasi then.
Yes. um and then
I
in the
go
lower
mad.
plane you
Go
did,
on.
and I'm like, pero calmate. I'm like, yeah. So then you have all the lower planes, hell, all that crazy things. And
Mhm.
lastly, we have the demiplanes.
Oh, okay. Tell me more.
Demiplanes basically are whatever you want them to be.
Neither good or bad, kind of like a neutral
They're like
situation.
pockets of whatever you need them to be as a
Uh-huh.
storyteller or as the
Okay.
character that created it for. Um
Right.
just basically little pockets of places where whatever is happening there is there. There's a very, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm wrong, please don't come at me. Remember, I don't play models, but there is a very popular model called Curse of Strahd where you go up against a vampire Strahd. I think I've mentioned it a couple times, and if I'm not mistaken, Barovia, the setting of that is a demiplane where he's taking over.
Oh, I fucking love this. All right. Okay.
So it's basically like whatever you need. If you ever need the characters to be stuck somewhere, like in an area,
The demi
you're
plane
just
is
like,
the
this is a demiplane of the plot. And the plot is to fix the demiplane.
okay. Gotcha. I have a question. So, all right, so we have the material plane, which is where everything exists. We have the bridges towards the inner planes and all of that stuff. Now, as you said, as you mentioned, at least in the third version, it was a multiverse, different planets, all of that. All right,
Mhm.
okay. What if, right? What if these are like, what would a parallel universe be like? Where would a parallel universe live within these realms?
Well, like a parallel universe, if you, I would, I mean, I think it would, everything would parallel, even the planes, right?
Okay, but how can you, like, if the storyteller, if the DM has the need to use or to introduce a parallel universe,
Mm-hmm.
how how would you as a DM get your party from that place, like from where you're at into that parallel universe? Would that also require a portal? Would that be
I think that
uh
would be travel through Ethereal Plane.
okay.
But like deep within, like you have to, like, months of sessions through the Ethereal Plane. Like it's not a
Mhm.
thing that is done because the monsters in the Ethereal Plane would eat you.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Because
So,
at least the way I play all these planes is the further deep you go, the stronger the creatures are because they have their domain over these territories.
okay, that makes a lot of sense. Listen, there's a bunch of sirens just going crazy outside. There's like multiple
Wee-oo,
cars
wee-oo,
just like wee
wee-oo, wee-oo,
wee
wee-oo.
wee. So just letting everybody know. Okay, gotcha. And all right. No, I think I get it and
Pop
I really
quiz.
like it.
Pop
Oh,
quiz.
yes.
What plane where is the Earth plane? Where do you classify it?
Earth?
No, like air, wind, water, earth.
Oh. Okay. That is the inner planes, the elemental.
You're striving. I love it.
Little star
She
for
paid
me.
attention. She got an
I
A.
did pay attention.
Your face when I said pop quiz.
I was like,
Priceless.
no. No, please, no.
You're like, I don't need this type of pressure.
I don't want this. I don't need this. Thank you. No, thank you, please. No, thank you, please. But I like it. Look at us. Look at me. Good job.
So that is the main interpretation of the planes. But then you might ask yourself, Joe, we're playing in a campaign where we're currently in the Feywild.
Right.
What is that? Good question, Cristina. Happy to answer it for you.
Yay!
Okay, so as we said at the beginning of this, this is just a suggestion. That one guy on Reddit can fuck off. Sorry, Steve. But you can.
Thank you, Steve. Bye.
Because
bye, babes.
Matthew Mercer woke up one day and he chose violence, and he said, I am not adhering to these rules. I'm making my own.
I do not agree to the terms and conditions. Correct. Thank you.
So he made, in Matthew Mercer's world, he has, for example, the material plane, but then he has the echo planes.
Oh.
Which.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. So like the echo planes are, they overlap the material plane, and they have portals to get there, but they're like strange reflections of the world itself. The Feywild being like the whimsical place, and the what's called the Shadowfell being the
Shadowfell,
negative Shadowfell, dark energy place where everything is evil. Well, not everything is evil, but like it's less than nice.
Okay.
And then he carries on and has, the inner planes, which he has fire, water, earth, wind. He also has one for snow. And then he has energy planes, which is like positive energy planes. He has the same transitive planes. He has the outer planes as well. And then he has further classifications that are like, he divides it even more, and even so, like
subcategories into categories that are well established, and that he makes up all of that.
And on the outside of the outside is where you get like your cosmic horror, not like bullshit.
Okay.
Cthulhu's and things, and mind players came from there. So he did kind of give it a little bit more
structure, depth. Yeah.
Oh, I think depth and structure are correct. Yeah.
All right, look at us, both things by Mercer. All right, so
change the game, baby.
Yeah, he really has. I thank you, Mr. Mercer. I appreciate you very much, you beautiful haired man.
We have the same haircut.
Okay.
Said we have the same haircut. We do. If I let mine grow out.
Yeah, that's true. It's because right now your hair is a little bit shorter than you can grow it. Yeah, no, I see your bangs. I see your bangs.
That I don't need to get Matthew Mercer's haircut because
you live in Panama. You most definitely do not need to grow out your hair the way that Matthew does. I
also don't need to look like a little Matthew Mercer groupie. Like, neither of these things are needed.
That is true. That is true. You're good the way that you look. You're fine. Please, if you don't have to grow out your hair, don't do it, because Panama is unyielding. So
unyielding in fucking deed.
Do we? Oh so shit! I just got a dog nuzzling me from under the table. I was very confused. Nuzzle. Do we have a picture to play with today?
We do have a picture to play with today. We always have a picture to play with today. On today's episode of Is That a Blank? I have sent Cristina a picture of a thing, a being that looks white and bluish. Looks white and bluish as lightning saps around it. It's a humanoid form that just kind of transcends, gargantuan size. Yes, not gargantuan. He's large, so it's bigger.
Okay.
It's stands tall as lightning saps through it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like Hermes, but it's not. It's most definitely not Hermes. I don't know. Is this a lightning messenger? Is that like a
like it's a lightning something?
A lightning champion, a lightning mailman.
Think of a Marvel character.
Is this name. Silver Surfer?
No. It's a lightning Hulk, which the best way. Right?
Good for you, Black Coco. I would have never gotten that.
Yeah. Bruce Banner represent. Basically, in the most simple of descriptions, it is a living lightning bolt.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Like that's pretty much what it is.
That sounds like it would make intimacy very interesting and also difficult.
I don't think we're gonna be sleeping with it. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen,
we're
not king shaming here.
We're not gonna ick your yum, but we're not sleeping with electricity.
Okay.
I'm full stopping.
All right, fine. We don't need to get into this. This is an after hours podcast. What? No, I'm not trying. I could wear rubber. Listen, you know what?
Are you wearing rubber or is this he wearing? You know what? You know what?
I think that this is as far as this conversation is gonna go.
Full
a lightning Hulk. All right, so let me ask you something. If there are lightning Hulks, are there other kinds of Hulks?
There aren't any created, but I would say yes. Like I would make a water Hulk and be like, "Fuck your shit up."
So right now, the only Hulk that is canon for D&D, it's a lightning Hulk.
I'm gonna answer that correctly. Well, no, because we have a mud Hulk, we have a dust Hulk, a rime Hulk, an umber Hulk, a cinder Hulk,
asthma.
A star spawn Hulk, which looks awful. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Oh my goodness.
Because you're gonna have nightmares just as I am. I don't care.
Like if I have to be put through
if you made me look this up, so will Star Spawn.
No. Hulk. What is say one more time?
Star Spawn Hulk. Star
Spawn Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Whose star baby is he? Because I can see his intestines. I can see the inside of his belly. Why? Mm-hmm. Why are you translucent? Why can I see through you?
Oh, they have a boss.
Oh, all right.
Do you see their boss? Do you? I don't.
Sure. Yes. Okay.
I don't. This is disgusting. Disgusting. What? This is.
I still haven't gotten it. Oh, yeah.
This is a star spawn seer. What is going on with its face?
What is happening in the stars that we're getting?
Let's not go there.
What? But explain to me why we're getting sea creatures coming from the stars. Is this where octopus come from?
This is where Cthulhu. This is in that. in that cosmic horror type
No,
of thing.
you know what? I
Mhm.
regretted. I was happy with the lightning Hulk. We were kicking, we were having a moment. Anything from there, no, thank
You
you,
brought us down
please.
this path. Now
I
walk us back.
did, and I regret it. Okay, I regret it. And I think that that is the perfect place to wrap this up nicely with a little red bow on top. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you so much, Joe, for sharing your knowledge and teaching us about all the many different realms and then some that we can find and, explore on D&D. You can follow us. Please freaking follow us on our socials. We are on YouTube and Instagram as Owl Bear Pod. On Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, it's OwlBearPod1. You can follow us separately as well, individually, because we're two different people, although, it is what it is. We love each other very much. We're like family. But you can follow me as Crispa Contreras on Twitter and TikTok. I forgot. No, yes, Twitter and TikTok. And you can find me as Crispa Contreras on Instagram and Twitch, and Crispa120 on TikTok and Twitter. There we go. I said it right.
You said it. And in a much shorter version, you can find me on Twitter at Joe Harrell until they start charging, and then I'm going to be off Twitter.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
You can find me on Instagram as the DM Joe. You can find me nowhere else. Oh, wait, you can find me on startplaying.games.
That's
under
right.
DM Joe if you want to play with me or us. More than happy to have more games. And thank you for listening. You're the best. Bye-bye.
Yes, you are. Goodbye. Thank you.